You could be fined for chucking your slops out of the window like that. But thanks to the Normans, there was a French warning you could shout out, "Gardez-l'eau!" literally translated, "watch out for the water," and actually the origin of the word loo. London, centre of the great Victorian Empire, a sprawling, squalid, stinking city. 2.5 million inhabitants relieved themselves where they chose, streets littered with rotting waste and caked with human excrement. From Chelsea to Wapping, London's cellars, streets, streams and rivers were choked with sewage. The stench could be smelt 60 miles away. And with squalor came disease. In 1853, more than 10,000 men, women and children died from cholera. And as deadly methane seeped from overflowing cesspools and privies, there was an ever-present, suffocating gas.
Up until the middle of the 19th century, the cities of the world were united by one thing, their stink. London was the biggest city, so that's where the stink was worst. Horses and cattle were leaving 3 million tons of droppings on the streets of English towns, 20,000 on London alone. At the same time, humans added their own daily contribution. The French phrase "gardez-l'eau" means mind the water.
Each household had to find a way of disposing of their disgusting waste. They needed a hole, and they found one. Their own cellars. The famous diarist Samuel Pepys came across these subterranean deposits firsthand.
Going down into the cellar, of which I find that Mr. Turner's house of office is full and comes into my cellar, I put my feet into a great heap of turds.
Samuel Pepys's gruesome discovery was typical. His neighbour's cesspool was in dire need of emptying.
Well, for many hundreds of years, almost the only sanitary facilities as such were cesspools. The cesspools were emptied by gong firmers. They're men who would arrive at night with a horse-drawn cart called a honey cart. And of course, in the built-up areas, frequently the whole lot had to be carried in buckets straight through the middle of people's houses.
We also tend to operate an out-of-sight, out-of-mind ethic, almost, when it comes to these things. And certainly there are very, very good reasons why one should avoid handling one's own excrement. But unfortunately, the solution that we come up with simply produces huge amounts of polluted water.
So a poor person who went and drew water from a well was almost certainly drinking his neighbour's excrement.
Londoners continued to draw water from wells, which had every chance of being contaminated by leaking cesspools. By the 1850s, water was being piped to the houses of the better off. If anything, this made matters worse.
All of London's sewage flowed into the River Thames. The Thames, of course, is a tidal river, so the sewage simply flowed up and down as far as Teddington, which is as far as the tide goes. 6 of the water companies had intakes to their waterworks on the tidal river. So they were literally drawing in the sewage of, by the middle of the 19th century, 2.5 million people and piping it into their homes.
The Thames had become an open sewer. 12 million cubic feet of human effluent flowed into it every single day. By 1858, there had been 3 major outbreaks of cholera. The rank, fetid smell, which of course they believed spread the disease, was unendurable. They had a name for it. They called it the Great Stink.